Welcome back, everyone, to the Mindfully Delusional Podcast. I'm your host, Trav.
And Lauren, but my friends call me Lo.
And we are your trusted companions to encourage you in all of your Delulu. All right, so we are excited.
We are so excited.
We have our first guest.
Yes. Period.
Okay, so for those of you who have not had the pleasure of meeting this young man, but everybody knows him. So if you don't know him, you're about to know. Okay, Morgan Turner. All right, so Morgan is an amazing talent, seriously established, well-respected producer, songwriter, bass player, all the things. If you want to just run down the list, you can, or not, we can keep it moving.
No, we can keep that moving.
You know, because it's hard to like pat your own back, like I'm also, like, you know, but you can do it sometimes.
It's all good. It's 20 years worth of a great career.
20
Okay.
Yeah. 20 years.
Well, actually,
heavy.
20 plus years.
20 plus. Flex.
That's
20
a flex.
plus
Flex and still look 20,
Yeah.
okay? Can you look 20 and have 20 years of a career, okay? Stop it. Life has been good. So we're just excited that you are here to lend us your expertise and your creativity.
Excited to be here. I promise you guys are doing something amazing, and to have me on is really an honor. I promise you it is. Y'all are, I told y'all off camera, this is very inspiring. And I just hope we have a good time and people walk away with some, fun little nuggets, but then some, let me check myself real quick,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So not only is Morgan an amazing musician, he is also a kind of newlywed.
It's still newlywed.
He's a newlywed. It's been a year.
It's been
First 5
a
years.
year. My wife likes to say we've just hit our terrible twos. So
Terrible twos, come on here. We love to see it.
Yeah, so it's an amazing ride. I promise you. It's first 5 years. If you can make it through, you're good to go.
And you will. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Absolutely.
Yes. Shout out to
Absolutely.
the beautiful April Turner.
Shout
And
out,
their-
baby.
Hey, boo. Yep. And their amazing 3 kids.
Yes.
So shout out.
Let me shout out my
to you and your
kids, to
family.
Timmy,
Absolutely. We have to.
Dylan,
Home front.
Majesty, and honorable mention our dog Prophet.
Oh,
Profit.
Profit. Oh, y'all say it for real. Hey.
For real. That's a little something on that.
What does that mean?
It was either Deacon or Prophet.
That's cute.
Okay. So today's show
Yep.
is all about detours and dead ends. So we're going to get into the conversation because, as a creative, there's lots of dead
Yeah.
ends for sure.
Yep.
And there are some detours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Morgan, what we always start off with is a nice little icebreaker, little game. We like to have a little bit of fun.
Okay.
Okay. So we need you to put your wisdom hat on.
I'll do my best.
And we're going to play a detour versus dead ends game, right? So we need you to kind of school us a little bit.
Okay.
Because we be thinking that we know. And then you might come in here and be like, that's not it, sis. And we'll be like, okay.
Okay, all right. I can do that.
We may say okay, or we may be like, but either way.
Because we are about Delulu. But mindfully.
Yeah.
Delulu.
Mindfully
Mindfully
delusional.
Delulu.
Keep everything in check. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's important. Okay, so we got some scenarios.
Okay.
And we want you to give us, is it a detour? Is there some hope here?
Yeah, can
or
we
is
work it
hard,
out?
Is it a
Is
hard
it a
stop?
hard no?
No.
Okay.
Oh, first scenario.
Yup.
We meet a guy. He's charming, successful. He seems perfect, but he still lives with his mom at this big age.
At our age right now,
Oof.
for me, that would be a hard stop.
It's giving dead end.
It's a hard dead end because if I'm coming to the table with this, you at least have to come to the table with that. I don't want to pick you up from your mama house.
That's a fact.
Pick you up from your mama's house. Granted, sometimes
You got a curfew.
You're gonna have a curfew.
You're gonna have a curfew.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That
Because
means
parents be like, I don't care how old you are.
You're
It's
not
me in
coming
my
to my
house.
house any time of the night.
You always gotta come hang out at my place.
Always, no, sir. No,
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
But what if he has a plan?
Plans have deadlines.
They do.
They do.
They
They
do.
do.
Okay. I will give you a courtship dating period of anywhere from 3 to 6 months of my life.
Ooh,
Baby.
we are interrupted.
You can learn a lot from a person in a matter of 30 days.
You sure can.
If
You sure can.
If you spend time talking to that person every day, you can learn a lot. Let's say in 30 days, you have 10 dates, 25 conversations.
That's a lot of talking.
That is a lot of talking because pretty much you're going to talk
at least every day. Yeah.
You talk every day. You talk every day. So you're going to find something in there that's either going to send up a red flag of or a green flag of promising. Yeah. But if 6 months down the line, I kind of don't see you progressing to where I need you to be. It's kind of like I'm wasting my time.
Yep,
because it feels like a very
it's a hard side.
very
It's very
clean.
clear. It's very clear.
That was a very clear answer, but it's also a very clean transition into the next question, or the next scenario, which is let's say that we have been courting or dating for almost 2 years.
Okay, this is good,
and we're not in a relationship. Detour or dead end?
You want to know what? I'm gonna say detour because that was me.
Ooh.
That me and my wife dated. I did not date my wife for the first almost year and a half that we were together.
Wow.
I did not tell her I loved her for almost the first 2 years that we were together.
Really?
I did not.
Wow, he just saved somebody's life.
But
oh my gosh,
one of the other things that intertwines with this, the promise of potential.
Okay.
There were already conversations of what I want in my future. I wanted to be married, but because of my decisions before in my first marriage, I didn't want to make the same mistake twice and just jump right in. So the intention was always there, but a title was never given. So like I said, me and my wife 2 years in, still wasn't a title. And then it came to a point. It came to a point where it was like, yo, if I don't do this, she's not going to be here when I get back. I actually asked her to be my girlfriend right before I got on a plane to go somewhere.
Okay.
Because if I got on that plane and didn't, she wasn't going to be there when I got back.
That's so romantic. That's like a movie.
It is.
So if you get into that space, have an intentional conversation about realistic expectations.
From the jump. Yep.
Okay. That was good.
That was really good.
So,
So I'm going to say pivot to that one.
that was good. I didn't expect that. That fuels the delusion. You know, we love that.
Okay, so here's another scenario.
Okay.
He ghosts you for a week, then reappears with a casual, hey, what's up?
Pivot. Because once again, nothing has been established. So what is the bar of standard that we're holding to each other if we've never had a conversation of intent?
What if a standard for communication has been established?
I can either respond or not. Because at that point is you've already broken a level of business that we're trying to start.
So it could be a dead end.
It could
I
be
would-
a dead end.
It could be a dead end, once again, to the fact of intentional conversation starting off. If it hasn't been, then I will pivot. And then once again, some other things in the initial conversation. Well, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm a traveling musician. I do all this. Sometimes I'm, up in the air, rehearsal, so I can't always talk. But if it's a complete ghost, no conversation, you're not obligated to respond. So I'm going to say dead end.
Yeah. I'm with that. That feels right.
That feels right.
And you
Feels like
you shouldn't
justice.
feel bad about a dead end. Because guess
Not
what?
at all.
If that happens once, it can happen twice.
Yeah. It's a dead end for a reason.
for sure.
It's a hard stop for a reason.
Patterns are always easy to pick up.
Okay, I want to move to like the creative, the business part. You work on a project, you release it, and it bombs. Are we pivoting in our career? Or are we just we're done?
The only way to achieve success is through failure. So it's always a pivot. Are you doing it for people gratification or because this is what you truly love to do? Because the end goal is if nobody else praises it, I know I put my everything into it. And sometimes we have to stop looking for pleasing the 1,000s to encouraging the 5. You have to be okay with the small wins.
Ooh, I'm gonna need you to.
Oh man,
because it sounds so good, but the practice of that it feels very hard.
It feels very hard because you don't see an instant gratification of it.
Yeah.
You were like, dang, does anybody like? And then just one day randomly you'll get a text or a comment or something like, hey, I came across your song and it was like, yo, it's really dope. Keep going.
All you need is one.
Oh,
All you need is one.
all you need is one. I promise you.
Yeah.
I really can tell you like one thing will change your life. My first major production as the lead producer, 4 Stellars, Grammy nom, Billboard Award, two Dove nominations, and that was my first one solely. And it's like,
Talk heavy.
and I mean it, but people like, oh, where did Morgan come from? But y'all got to understand, I started in the industry at 17. I didn't get my first major win till I was in my 40s.
Yeah, so see, so this is great. This is the kind of wisdom that you get from someone that has had 20 plus years of success.
That's what he said.
On their creative journey. Okay, so let's just go ahead on and pivot into the conversation since we're already there. Like, where did you start? Like, what do these humble beginnings look like?
It literally started in church, growing up, playing drums at my home church, and then got a bass and started playing in my basement at the age of 10. My pivot was actually from one of my closest and dearest friends. I did a show in Baltimore and I walked up to him. He was one of the prominent musicians at the time. And I said, yo, how did I sound? He was like, do you want the real answer or do you want the church answer? I said, yo, give it to me straight.
Today.
He said, yo, I would never call you for anything.
Really?
He literally said that to me and said it with a straight face.
And I love you, but no.
I love you, but nah, like I got 10 other bass players that I would call before I even think about
I
calling
would
you.
cry. See?
No, I was going to say.
We talked about this.
That's my kind of carrying on. I mean, I need to hear stuff like that.
And you want to know what? A month after that show, John P. Key came to town at Trinity Assembly of God. He didn't have his bass player in his original band, but his son was on drums. I went up and talked to his son, who was Chris Key. So we became real cool. At that time, we exchanged numbers. And I said, yo, I'm about to graduate high school. Are y'all looking for a bass player? He was like, you need to come to Charlotte. Like, if you come to Charlotte, I got you. So had a conversation with my mom. I was like, Mom, I don't want to go to Berkeley. I turned down Berkeley College of Music in Boston. The Berkeley College of Music. I turned it down to go to school in Charlotte so I could be close to the people that I wanted to work with. And the rest
is history.
The rest was history.
But I think it's so amazing because you could have taken that
oh yeah, my feelings was hurt.
Like, and been
dead end.
I'm
it
done.
Could have been a dead end.
And not have the confidence to be like, oh, so can I come in? Like, you got an opportunity for me because I'm down to come. Like, because I would have been like, well, they just told me I suck, so I'm not going. This is me, how I've been in my journey. Like, I would have been like, well, I'm obviously not good enough to like jump out. But it's so amazing to still be like, all right, so I suck there, fine. Like, what you got for me? Oh, you got opportunity for me? I'm coming because I still think I'm great.
That part,
I still think I'm great.
And if I didn't know anything, I knew John P. Key's music. I'm going to play for that man. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. And even when I got there, I wasn't accepted as somebody that was ready. I didn't become the official bass player till like 2004, 2005.
And that takes a certain level of drive and determination to, number one, perfect your craft. To say, okay, I may not be ready right now, but I'm going to get ready. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to do what it takes.
I'm going to do
what it takes. I feel
like
these days, like the give up is crazy.
The
way that we just be like, oh, well, like I got a denial or I got some rejection and it's
or
just
this is hard.
Or this is hard.
This is hard.
I don't want to practice every day.
I don't want to
practice every day.
I don't want to put the time into it. Anything that you want to do well, it's going to take time. Even if you have a natural talent, every talent, every gift, every skill has to be cultivated to a level where if you want to be paid for it, if you want people to call you for it, if you want to be highly recommended for it, it's going to take time. And some people cannot deal with time because they're always fighting against it instead of working with it.
Okay. So what about at this big age?
At this big age, yes.
Ooh, come on, speak on it.
Okay. At this big age, you have to be honest and realistic.
Uh-oh.
I can speak because having kids and a wife, it changed.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
I knew that I wanted my career to be so established that I had the choice to say no.
That's such a flex.
No, seriously, because at some point, my dreams cannot be selfish. Before I got married, I didn't have to have a conversation of, am I going to take this job? But now, because my dream of success is if I'm successful, but it doesn't benefit them, then that's not smart. So I have to do things and make decisions that become successful for the whole tribe. Yeah. You know, is me being gone for 3 months, number one, is it financially worth it? Is it emotionally worth it? You know, because me and my wife have a tolerance of how long we can be away from each other. And that is something that has been set.
Okay.
So it's, you know.
Newlyweds.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
So cute.
And this was something that was established us as friends.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know, literally, like, even with my kids, you know, it's like, okay, if I'm gone, whose birthday am I missing? What am I missing at school? Da, 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 da. You know, because even as not just a man, but as a father, I want to make sure that I don't miss stuff. Because once you miss it, you can never recreate it. Yeah. So my goal never changed, just my method of getting there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
A few more steps, a little bit more consideration.
A few more steps.
Consideration.
Levels of consideration for everybody. Yeah. Because as a family man, everybody's feelings are involved. Now, if we jump to the other side, if it's just you, but you're older, you have a lot of things racing against you in your mind mentally.
Of course.
Time clock, tick, 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 boom. You know, there are ways of getting the same result that you've been asking for, but it's just going to take a different methodology. Chip away at the dream. Don't try to build it all at once. Chip away at it.
Okay. So you're older, you have a dream, we can detour that. Don't dead end it.
Yeah, don't dead end it. Never dead end it.
Take your time and figure it out.
Because once, as creatives,
never dead end it. Yeah.
Never dead end it. Because once you stop dreaming, then pretty much what are you doing?
I agree with that.
Well,
don't stop dreaming.
Don't stop dreaming. It's okay to be a dreamer, but you just have to make sure that you don't daydream all day. You still gotta deal with reality.
Don't get carried away with the Delulu, okay?
A little Delulu is okay.
A lot of Delulu was okay. Just be mindful, okay? All right, so, you know, we're talking about detours and dead ends. I mean, can you think of any other times where you had like a major disappointment in your career, your personal life that felt like...
I really, honestly, one of the biggest disappointments in my life was when I got my divorce. Yeah. That was a big time failure for me. And I am a person who I hate the fact of failing. Like, as a man, you have this relationship that you think is going to be your all. And then, you know, just when it goes kaput, it's like, man, like to the point where I quit music because I thought music was the reason my marriage failed.
Oh, wow.
So I literally said, okay, in order to save my marriage, and this was maybe about 3 weeks away before I was supposed to leave on tour. And I told him no. I said, because if I leave, it's not going to work. Gave up music, everything. Went and got a real job. I was working at Jimmy John's as a dispatch manager.
What? Really?
I'm dead serious.
You literally stopped.
I stopped. The only thing I did was play at church because that was my salary job. But as far as gigging, I shut the studio down. I wasn't playing. I wasn't creating. Everybody thought I was working out. I was depressed. I lost... almost like 70 pounds. Both of y'all probably remember that stint of time when I was literally wearing shades everywhere. It's pictures all on the internet.
Yeah, you were so cool.
It was like,
so cool.
like Morgan walking in fitted shades. You know, he like
to this day they all still do it.
So you know that identity of Mo Bass came from depression.
No way.
Wow.
I never wanted anybody to see me cry. I was sad. I was like, yo, how do I face these people? I've never failed at anything in my life. Yeah. Everybody knows like Morgan's going through a divorce, And you know, from the outside, it looked like she was doing well and all that. And I'm like, yo, this is just heart-wrenching. And like, yo, how do I tell my son that me and his mother not gonna be together? And you know, just like it was heart-wrenching. So January 2017, I got a phone call to go on tour with the Bloody Wind tour with Ty and JJ. Literally, it was a come to Jesus moment. I created you with this gift. This is what you're supposed to do. If you're not gonna use it, you can just die right here in your house. So for me, it was like, do it. Frustrated, mad, do all that stuff. He said, pick yourself up, go do it. If it was not for that tour and literally snapping out of it, I don't know what would have happened. But
that is so amazing.
That pivot for me was, it's like, okay, there is life after divorce.
It don't always feel like it.
It don't always feel like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is incredibly validating because it the devastation from it. It kind of gives you a hard stop. So,
it definitely
this was years
everything
ago for you, but I think both of us are still kind of in the earlier stages of like the fallout from divorce, and then you kind of feel like, who am I?
Yeah,
First of all,
absolutely.
What am I supposed to be doing? Where am I supposed to be going? I have no idea what life is right now.
You're trying to figure out, okay, am I really the person I want to be in this dating world? Do I have it all figured out? Have I actually healed from all the stuff that
part.
That part.
I feel like I should have healed from?
Do I want to heal?
Do I want to heal? That becomes the other thing. Do I want to carry this chip on my shoulder? Because as long as I got this chip, it's always going to be a reminder that nobody's going to do that to me again. Yeah. So, and once again, that is, but the good thing is, you all are out there dating with intent. Mm-hmm. That's the good thing because it's like
maybe. It don't always feel good.
It don't always feel good. And guess what?
Yeah.
Us as humans, let's keep it a being. Sometimes it's like, I don't want the long term, the dream. I just need to be a human. I need to be a man. I need to be a woman.
I need a minute. Mm-hmm.
I need a minute. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Guess what? It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Or I want it right now. Why?
Or I want it right.
Is it me? That's just me. Okay.
No, not at all.
I want everything right now.
Yep.
I'm tired. I don't want.
And you wanna like rush the process.
Yes.
So like I would love to be healed right now today, completely, fully, and totally. And we're always growing and evolving and healing. Mm-hmm. It's a journey, but it's like I would like to fast forward just a little bit because I want to miss out on life, but I just want to go. I just want to go.
Yeah.
forward.
Let's get past the hurt part.
Yeah.
Get back to the fun.
Disbelief and how it rocks your world
and the embarrassment.
The embarrassment.
Oh my God.
The embarrassment, the shame, and especially I feel like when you
having to tell everybody,
you kind of have like this, you're as a couple, people saw things and it's like, it was such a power couple.
You guys were so perfect.
And
you were so perfect and so meant to be.
We want relationship advice from you. And all that stuff, and it's like,
baby.
I had somebody tell me like, y'all were my last hope.
Me too.
Now let me tell you something.
For sure.
That
For sure.
So
and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
And you want to know what? I don't think people mean to like strike a nerve with that stuff. Yeah. What we all have to realize is like, people still believe in marriage. Yeah. They still believe in it. As crazy as this world is, people still want that.
I
love that for y'all. That's great.
And guess what? I am a firm believer. I'm a firm believer in that. And once again, there are people that still hold those values in regard. So even after the divorce, the worst thing you can do as a human being is not try. Mm. If it's something that you want, you got to try.
Yeah.
Because if you don't try, then you've already failed.
Yeah. And you got that regret. There's a lot of regret that comes with not trying.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times you look back and be like, it probably wouldn't have been so bad if I would have just tried.
If I would have just
put in a little bit of effort.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have just believed in myself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe in love a little bit more.
Now let me tell you something, because there is a dead end to divorce.
All right.
There is a dead end.
Let's talk about it. All right.
If somebody literally says, I do not love you and I do not want to be with you.
Yeah.
Dead end.
God. What if they didn't mean it?
What if they didn't mean it?
Here's the thing. Most of the time, if it's said in the heat of the moment, there is factually 70 to 80% truth in it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So once again, if somebody really says, I do not want to be in your presence, this is not going to work for me, the healthiest thing you can do is let them go.
Yeah.
And I promise you, that was my struggle. Is if somebody says, this is it for me, it's got to be it. Whether you want it to or not.
Yep. So that one gig kind of turned things back around for you and helped you to dream and hope again.
It helped me to dream and hope again for me. The funny thing is, once again, I can only talk about me.
Okay.
Yep.
I reached out. My wife didn't know that I was kind of like reaching out to her via DM. She didn't know that I was like
going down in the DM.
It went down, but she was like, no, because she had posted a picture of like some food. But see, the thing is, the other part is, I've known my wife since high school, so it was like,
Okay,
I'm coming by to get me a plate. She was like, all right, cool, what's up? So then and then she posted another one.
Wait to a man's heart, always.
It's like, yo, so da-da-da. But then she was like, I said something about, my next wife is going to be, and she said, next wife, the next thing you know, we're on a date.
Come on here.
Because she was like, let me just go ahead and...
Because she didn't know that I was divorced at the time.
In there.
Really?
She didn't know I was divorced.
Yeah, I do get amazed at times that people that just don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
And once again, us that are on that side, that's not something we like to promote and
we
do all that
don't.
stuff. That there's always a dignified way to, separate and de-escalate the, the tension or whatever. So she didn't know that I was divorced. But,
It was the food pick, you said? Because...
It was the food pick, because I'm not the guy that, is really paying attention to the physique of the woman. Okay. Because that changes. That as you get older...
Sounds very mature.
It does, because we focus a lot on these big bags.
No,
okay?
now, once again, you want to make sure that you look well, but for me, that wasn't the thing that always, was like, because it's like that stuff changes. Like we get older,
beauty fades. That's what they say.
Once again, makeup comes off.
It does.
Bonnets go on.
Shoulders.
And it's like
off,
this hair gonna come out at some point
so
too.
it's like fart state. It's the look.
Absolutely.
That's not true. Actually, I just want to say, I want to state for the record, that's not true.
So it's with
Not
all
for
of
me.
that.
Not
for me.
Sometimes you have to see like what their everyday qualities are, and
course.
I'm literally going to say something that 90% of people do not agree with. But I did not marry my wife because I loved her. I married her because I liked her.
That is cute.
Wow,
That
wait a
is
minute.
so cute.
And some people be like, "Oh, he don't love me." No, but I like you.
Yeah.
Because if I like you, that means I want to be around you.
Yeah.
No matter what.
No matter what. I like you as a person. I like your humor. I like your quirks. I like all that stuff. I have to love you because of, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
I am commanded to love you. I have family members that I love that I don't like. I can love you from a distance, but it's very rare you hear somebody say, I'm gonna like you from a distance. If you like somebody, no, I want you in my space
all the time,
because you make my space, make my space better. It's like me liking you, like
I think most people don't think like that.
No,
they don't.
Not at all.
They won't,
because it's always about the love and the
always,
I'm in love with
the
you.
Rainbows and the fuzzies and the warm and fuzzies.
I swear, I liked April for a long time when we were dating. I didn't know if I loved her, but I knew I liked her a lot. So it was like when I actually came to the realization that I loved you, it was a bonus. And even liking you, I know the discipline of even saying no, I'm not going to. Because this is not just a gimme. It's like, no, if I like you enough to be responsible enough to say no.
But it's not a no all the time.
It's not a no all the time.
Can't be a no all the time.
It's balanced. But once again, and I love the fact that y'all talking about pivot and stop, because that really is about balance. I am a Libra and my life is all about balance. So being able to pivot and being able to have the balance of saying no, that's something that I pride myself on in just life, period.
Yeah.
You also have a lot of wisdom.
Ooh, just like...
Yes.
I feel like we need to have like a once a month kind of like, like a every other little a quarterly little talks with.
So I can make up some more scenarios that are real, but not real about me, but about somebody.
No, I promise you, I could even throw y'all some scenarios.
Hey,
go ahead.
So what you got?
Okay,
can we work together? Can we phone a friend?
Y'all can work together.
Can we have a huddle? Right.
Okay. So you're dating a creative, perfect in every way. You find out they have children.
But I didn't know before.
But you didn't know before. You guys have been dating 4 months.
And I didn't know that there were kids at all.
And you didn't know that.
No, it's a dead end. That might be
what I'm gonna say is I have kids. So there is not a conversation that we're having that you don't realize that I have kids. So if you're like keeping that from me,
Okay.
and I don't know that you have kids,
Okay.
so that's a hard stop for me.
Great. So let me put the other spin on it.
Okay.
They let you know, but you don't meet them for 6 months of the time you're dating.
That's
So
fine.
I'm okay.
That's fine.
You're okay?
I'm okay
great.
with that because I honestly don't want anybody around my children. So I'm okay to not meet yours. But I'm gonna need you to be a part of their lives, though. Do you
no,
have you met them?
That part.
Right.
That
That-
part.
Exactly.
Do
So
you see them often? Do you know them? Do you have a relationship with them?
Yeah, I don't have kids. I love men with kids. So don't keep it a secret. That's weird. But if I know and there's a little time, that's fine with me.
you're fine with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
dating question.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Hard stop or pivot?
Okay.
You're dating multiple people simultaneously. 2 of them know each other.
Oh my gosh.
But you actually are feeling the 2 that know each other. Do you hard stop because you honor the man code? Or do you pivot because I think this could work?
With both of them or one?
With one of them.
And they don't know about each other.
They don't know about each other.
I would never say that I have ever been in any type of situation like this. However,
Never did not realistically, but
But these are real things that happen.
no, we
don't.
know.
So-
We know.
it's just funny you would say that because the musician scene in the DMV is such a small
baby.
place.
The scene of creatives across the country is small.
Okay.
It's very small.
It's very small, and you have to remember everybody has cross pollinated.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
East has
That
met
sounds so
West.
nasty.
East has met West. North has met South.
Yes.
So trust me.
So I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but this is just a whole nother conversation that her and I have about dating creatives because I'm like, take me out the game, coach, and give me a regular Joe Smo that ain't about that life. And she's like, there's no way that
I'm
it can
never
work.
leaving the creative pool.
Ooh, let's talk about it.
Never. So number one, to answer your question,
right.
we're pivoting. We're gonna make it work with
You're gonna
somebody.
make it work.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if we have a chance, why would we?
Why would I?
We had to.
Wow.
If we see that there is fruit there and there's a possibility and it's like given what it's supposed to give, I mean, are we supposed to walk away?
Yeah. I would do my best to make it work with somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
I love it. So
Dating.
a regular person versus a creative, dead end or pivot.
Okay, we all need to answer this because I really want to know what you think about this.
Okay, I would love to answer this question.
I really don't think that it works with anybody that's not a creative. And I don't know what all creative lifestyles are like, but like musicians, singers, it's really weird. A lot of regular people don't understand rehearsals that are late, gigs that are late. As a woman, I'm around men all the time. If you're not secure, if you don't understand, if you're not okay with that, it's not going to work. And so for me, it's a dead end if you're not a creative or if you don't have that understanding. But I don't know what it's like for a man or with a woman.
Would you like to go or would you like me to go?
So I can just go ahead and get it out the way. While I do, so I understand both sides. I understand her perspective because it's great to be with someone that understands. But then sometimes there's competition. I don't want to compete with you, babe. Like we can both be great and thrive in our areas of creative genius.
You know, I hate to say it, but it sounds like a personal problem because we could both be bankers or doctors or managers at McDonald's.
true.
And
I feel like that creative life is just a little different, though.
The creative
I feel
life
like
has a
it's
little more.
different.
It
It's
has
got
it had a little more zest
more
on
salt
it
and
because
pepper,
it's like,
okay?
yo, for real, like if both of us literally start on the same path, same time, we might have started with the same group and we started moving together.
Yeah.
And it just so haphazardly, your phone starts ringing a little more because you actually have some context that I don't have, and then it's like, oh, yo, you're moving, but then I'm still at the crib. Like,
And I love you, and I love that for you, and I'm so happy. But it's like sometimes you can't control that, like that.
you can't control
That
opportunity.
growing. Well, yes, but you also can't control the growing resentment at times. It's like, I love that for you, but it's like the fact that it's not happening for me.
When's it going to be my turn?
Like, when is it going to be my turn? And then I'm supposed to celebrate you, but then where do I fit in here? And it may not show immediately, but it manifests in other ways. So, I mean, that's just, not saying that I particularly went through that, but I've been in other relationships and I've seen both sides where there's someone that is not a creative and not in church, but and then someone that is a creative.
Dead end.
Dead end.
I need them creative and I need them churchy, baby. I can't.
Dead end.
I've seen both sides, and the jury's still out. But listen, I don't know. I'm like, take me out the game coach for a little bit. Like, let me lead the creatives for a second. I just need a minute.
Heal,
sis.
For me,
heal, sis.
Give me a regular all day long. Give me
Morgan. Thank you.
Let me give my reasoning.
I need that. Thank you.
My reasoning,
especially when you're someone like Morgan Turner. Okay.
Okay.
Because I have absolutely dated creatives, and they are some of the most beautiful people you could ever encounter in your life.
We certainly are.
Creatives are we're a different breed. We have a different frequency that we communicate on. We have a different level of appreciation of just little things. We connect on melody. We connect on harmony. But do we always connect in conversation? Do we always connect in finances? And even though I consider my wife a regular, she'll tell you she's a regular, she has a creative space.
Of course.
But she's like, yo, I want to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Baby, sign me up. Look, two creatives is like, for some odd reason, it's just I see color, music, frequencies, clothes everywhere, non-organization, music all over the place.
No, honestly, I swear, I feel like I lived that life.
It's organized chaos.
It's chaotic, and it doesn't mean, because I know some creative. I have creative friends that are married that are
and it's beautiful,
thriving, and it's great. But for me, I was married to a creative, and this is no shade at all to him at all, but I think that we were chaotic. I think that we weren't in the same creative. We didn't have the same creative genius. Like, I'm a singer, he was doing other things, but like what you just said, I could envision that. Like, it was crazy, and home was chaotic.
Yeah,
there was no space for any type of. We're both heavy, big dreamers, and we're both trying to pursue these big dreams at the same time, not considering really home.
But who mopped the floor this week?
Nobody. The floor is a mess.
What? Y'all didn't have a nanny and a maid?
I wish we would have had an if them dreams would have. Listen,
what
we're
is
both
happening?
like 100% trying to dream, both trying to achieve, both trying to, like, I get that. And it's not that it doesn't work, but I totally get that.
We didn't really get into a lot of the business stuff, but how do you keep that business state of mind to always make sure that there's a bag coming in?
As much as you love being a creative, you have to make sure that the business makes sense. You have to say, okay, if I'm doing this tour, how much is my show rate? How much is my off day rate? How much is my rehearsal rate? How much is my per diem rate? Okay, cool. Once all of that is added up, if I'm out for this amount of time, am I going to make a certain percentage more being gone than I am being home? For me, in my instance, if I'm not bringing anywhere from 65 to 75% more,
oof, my Lord,
it's not worth it. Because why am I going to leave for the same amount that I'll make staying home?
Exactly.
Make it worth your while. And then also remember this. The currency of relationships will take you further than the currency of the actual dollar.
I was just about to say, because I know it's a lot of times it's all in who you know, but how do people even position themselves?
You have to be willing to submit to the system of the powers that be. Because once again,
it's very esoteric.
Because once again, in the industry that we are, we could go down the list of names of the prominent people who are the movers and shakers of the industry, whether they be the music directors, the show producers, the tour managers, all that stuff. There is a system that each of them have created that makes them successful. if you do not learn to operate within their system, they're not going to have a consistent use for you. And some people have an issue with,
Yeah.
they didn't hire you for your opinion. They hired you for your ability.
Yeah, and we creators, we have a lot of opinions. We have a lot of feelings.
We have a lot of feelings, and honestly, I didn't hire you for you to exhaust your feelings. I hired you because I saw a 60-second clip of you singing, and you can sing very, very well. That's how it is. It's honestly,
it's a job.
It is a job. It is not a clique. It is not a hangout. It's about business.
Yeah.
So as creatives, learn to be professional.
Yeah.
Because we are a dualistic being. And us as creatives, we know what that means. It's like, look, when I'm in my creative space, that's a thing. But when I come out of that, it's like, oh, shoot, like, do I remember what's my phone number?
Yeah.
It's like that. Did I actually pay that bill?
Uh-oh.
Oh, shoot.
I'm cracking up. Because not us all living the same life.
I promise you.
We realized.
I promise you, it's more realistic than you can think of.
The ADHD goes crazy.
ADHD, tree.
Yeah.
Squirrel. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, you have to really pivot from so much of your creativeness to being able to be human and creative at the same time.
Yeah.
Responsible.
And you have to be responsible.
So really quick, I wanted to ask, is music your only form of like
Income.
What else are you dabbling in?
Outside of just playing, really songwriting now,
Come on.
owning 2 studios. Me and my wife are officially opening up our own Airbnb situation, which is called the Motel.
Okay. Right. So, okay. Yes.
So,
nice.
it's like, and that's at my old studio. So it can house clients where it's like, hey, fly in town, fly in town. You can have the upstairs, rent out the studio, make it a whole package deal, so it's some other things that necessarily,
I love it.
Yeah.
right.
Multiple streams.
Right. Multiple streams that really, really kind of, tie into the business.
Of course.
Because my thing was, I didn't want to have an empire that I couldn't have my better half run as well.
Lord, I see what you're doing for others. I could be at home. I'll change my mind. God, I don't even.
You done changed her whole life.
I don't even like to sing like that. Like, it's like
You don't want to do that. I don't want to do that forever.
No, but guess what? You know what? No, you absolutely can still do that. It really is just be like, yo, all right, God, you know what? If you can trust me in that space, put somebody else that you trust in that space too. Like to make it make sense.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm literally changing my prayer to say that. You trust me in this space? Give me somebody that you trust.
Give me somebody that you trust in this space with me.
Hey.
Because if you trust us, then it's going to be all right.
That's good.
And trust me, we don't have to change the world. We don't have to be the power couple. One of the biggest things I always preach to everybody is like, yo, what impact are you making? What are we doing to make impact? Are we inspiring people to say like, yo, I can obtain that too? Like, it might take a little while, but it's worth it. I believe in that again. I can pivot and still win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
can
need the
pivot and still
wisdom to
win.
navigate the
Okay.
detours and
Yeah.
the discernment when we need to stop.
And we never dead end our dreams.
Never
Never.
dead in the dream.
Never did. Keep dreaming.
Keep dreaming.
Oh my gosh.
Because that is the only way you
I'ma hold on to
absolutely
that.
have something to keep working for.
Absolutely. Morgan, this has been absolutely amazing.
Beyond
Thank
amazing.
you so much for being our first guest. We're going to say at it and be like, Morgan, you remember when you came on our little
Right, when we're on our podcast tour.
Look, when y'all
on
on
our
y'all
podcast
podcast tour, I'm
Absolutely.
coming and I'm bringing my wife.
Yes,
Come on.
please.
Yes, bring her. Come on, April, let's go. Okay, let's go for sure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, comment about what you got from this episode and just what kind of detours and dead ends you've been navigating these days. We want to hear about it. We want to talk to you. Thank you, Morgan.
No problem. Love y'all. Can't wait to do it again.
Thank
We're
you.
out.
Bye.